After 3.5 weeks, the Aubrey Trail trial is coming to an end.
Closing arguments were heard earlier today in court. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Joe Harris was there in Wilbur today and has tonight's top story. Joe?
Rod and Megan, in closing arguments today, the prosecution repeated to jurors the idea of Trail and Bailey Boswell as cold, calculated killers who scoped out and preyed on an innocent victim. The defense argued Sidney Loof's death, while terrible, was an accident.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is clearly not some paid-for sexual fantasy gone wrong. This was a premeditated murder gone right.
It was time for closing arguments in Saline County Court Wednesday. Aubrey Trail, who's accused of murdering Lincoln woman Sidney Loof, was back in court and listening to the prosecution present their closing of how he and Bailey Boswell allegedly planned out killing and dismembering Sidney. They mentioned the day of Sidney and Boswell's second date, and how Trail and Boswell went shopping for items of interest at Home Depot.
How do they prepare for the date? They buy a hacksaw, they buy job cloths, they buy bleach, they're buying all the items you need to kill and dispose of a body.
In their closing arguments, the defense says there's enough to show Trail did not mean to kill Sidney during what Trail claims was a sexual fantasy. They cited a forensic pathologist's earlier testimony, saying it casts reasonable doubt.
She says the cause of death is strangulation, but she cannot say if it was accidental or intentional.
This follows nearly 4 distraction-filled weeks. Trail was present for the beginning of the trial, sitting silently until...
Please be seated.
Bailey is innocent and I curse you all.
Pandemonium. He slashed his own throat with a blade in the courtroom. He was rushed to the hospital and didn't show up for several days of testimony. In that time, details never shared publicly came to light, such as talk of witches and ritualistic killing. Now, the jury is still deliberating. The judge has told them they can find him guilty on a lesser charge. If the jury doesn't reach a verdict by 9 tonight, they'll go to a hotel and start again at 9 a.m. We spoke to attorneys involved in the trial and here in Lincoln, and they say they expect it to come sometime tonight.
Yes, and we still have crews down there at the Saline County Courthouse, and we'll be staying on top of it all evening. Thank you very much, Joe, for our top story.